In my earlier video, I had discussed about differentiability of a multivariable function. Today, I will discuss some question about this topic. I have seen in my earlier video, if f be a function from Rn to Rn and a be any arbitrary vector in Rn, then f be a function Rn with the norm to Rm with the norm, Euclidean norm, is differentiable at the point A if the derivative of f equal to capital A, where capital A is the linear map from Rn to Rm. As for example, consider a mapping f from Rn to R and the defined mapping as f of x equal to, here x be a vector, equal to x dot x. Since this is dot product, so this is be the member of R, who is this actually equal to summation I equal to 1 to n x I square. Okay? Here we have to prove the function be differentiable. That means we have to prove fx is approximate with f of a plus capital A times x minus a. Okay? And that implies f of a plus a would be approximate with f of a plus capital A times s. Okay? And here the given function is defined as f of x equal to x dot x, which is, and this is actually equal to a plus s dot a plus s. Since we have to prove the function is differentiable at the point A, where A belongs to Rn. So I have put it this, and this is equal to A dot A. Here also this is vector A plus S, A plus S. We all of us know this is vector, plus this would be 2A dot S plus S dot S. Here I have written 2A dot S because if you calculate, you will get A dot S plus S dot A, and dot product always be commutative, so we can write it as 2A dot S. Notice here A dot A means this is actually f of A, and we have to prove this part. Means we have to prove there exists a linear map capital A acting on S. And notice here S dot S, this is the second degree, so this cannot be linear. And I hope my all viewers have understood what is the linear. I have discussed in my earlier video linear map elaborately. So I will recommend you, if you don't see my earlier video, please see my earlier video again. And this is 2A dot S. That means we can write this is a linear map. Are you getting this process? We can write there exists capital A, which is mapping Rn to R, and this mapping is linear such that A acting on A is equal to 2a dot s, and this is a vector in Rn and with dotted s, so this would be a scalar. Therefore we can write this is f of x equal to f of a plus a acting on s plus s dot s. Okay, from this line we can write it as easily f of x minus f of a minus a acting on s equal to s dot s, and from this line we can write easily the error term here a is equal to this part, and which is equal to actually s dot s. And for differentiability, we all of us know we have to prove this norm of s over norm of s, and as limit s tends to 0 would be 0. That means this is actually equal to limit s tends to 0 s dot s over norm of s. Okay, and this is equal to limit s tends to 0. From this line we can write easily this is the norm s whole square over norm s, which is equal to limit s tends to 0 norm s. Okay, and this part always would be tends to 0 as s tends to 0. Therefore our proof has done. That means this error term b tends to 0. Therefore we can tell easily our function be differentiable. Okay, now I will discuss one question which had come in CSM NET 2012, and this type of question is very important for any competitive exam. The question is, consider the map F from R2 to R2, and the mapping is defined by f of xy equal to 7x plus x to the power 4, comma 3x plus 4y plus y to the power 4. Then condition 1, f is discontinuous at the point 0, 0, and option 2 imply f is continuous at the point 0, 0 and all direction derivative exist at the point 0, 0. And option 3 imply f is differentiable at the point 0, 0 but the derivatives which is denoted as df at the point 0, 0 is not invertible. And option 4 is f is differentiable at the point 0, 0 and the derivative similar to third option, this is just opposite. The derivative df at the point 0, 0 is invertible. Okay. Now let's see the option. This is the question about differentiability. I had seen in my earlier video IB interval and small m be the member of natural number, and consider a function f from I to Rn where f equal small f equal to f1, f2 up to fm, where each fi from I to R, that means each fi here the component of this function f, where for I all I belongs to set containing the elements 1, 2 up to m. Then f is differentiable in a belongs to j if and only fi is differentiable in a, where I equal to for all I equal to set containing the element 1, 2 up to m. That means if each component be differentiable at the point A, then we can tell easily the function f is differentiable at the point A. And here we have to check the differentiability at the point 0, 0. And in fxy, the first component which is denoted as f1, this is the first component and this is the second component. And this is the sum of two polynomial functions. So, this function is always differentiable in whole real line. So, f1 must be differentiable at the point 0, 0. Similarly, this is also sum of polynomial function and this is also differentiable. So, this is also differentiable in whole real number. So, f2 must be differentiable also at the point 0, 0. So, by this theorem, since each component be differentiable at the point 0, 0, so we can tell easily the function fxy must be differentiable at the point 0, 0. Okay? And we all of us know differentiability always imply continuity. That means option 1 is a wrong option and option 2 obviously true if is continuous at the point 0, 0, and here also indicate all directional derivative exist at the point 0, 0. We all of us know the concept of directional derivative. Just recall. Consider m and n belongs to natural number and consider a open set U who is subset of Rm. Now consider this function f from U to Rm. Consider a be arbitrary point in U and consider this vector. Since this is the vector, so obviously this would be non-zero number and V might be so long that it can cross the open set U. So, consider a small number epsilon such that A plus TV belongs to this open interval. That means here I have just restricted this V by this open interval, small open interval, which contain also this open interval U. Then obviously this vector A plus TV obviously belongs to this open ball, where for all t belongs to minus epsilon to epsilon open interval. And consider new curve GV from minus epsilon to epsilon to Rm such that GVT equal to f of A plus TV and which is differentiable at the point 0. And since this curve be differentiable at the point 0, then the value of the derivative would be at the point 0. This is, we all of us know, this would be GVT minus GV0 over t, and this value, after putting this value would be this. And this is actually the directional derivative of the function f at the point A in the direction v. Okay? We all of us know this. This is I had discussed in my earlier video elaborately. And if f is differentiable, that means all directional derivative exist in each point. So obviously option 2 is the right option. Here has indicate all directional derivative exist at the point 0, 0. Since the function is differentiable at the point 0, 0, that means obviously this is true. And option 3 has indicate about the derivative. Since the function is differentiable at the point 0, 0, that means obviously there exists a derivative. For derivative, we all of us know if f be a function from Rm to Rm and if this function is differentiable at the point A, then derivative of f at the point A equal to capital A, where capital A be the linear map from Rn to Rn. We all of us know this is actually here the Jacobian matrix. That means for derivative, we have to find this Jacobian matrix. Here, this Jacobian matrix, we all of us know this is equal to, since here the component only f1 and f2, then this would be del f1 over del x, del f1 over del y, and the second row would be del f2 del x and del f2 del y, and after calculating this value would be 7 plus here 4, that means this would be 4x cube and del f1 del y, this would be 0, just 0, and del f2 del x, this would be 3, and del f2 del y, this would be 4 plus 3y cube. Here we have to find the derivative at the point 0, 0, then this value would be 7, 0, 3, 4, and we have to check is this derivative is invertible. That means we have to find determinant of this matrix, and this would be just 28, which is not equal to 0. So we can tell the derivative which is denoted as df at the point 0, 0 is invertible. Okay? Therefore, option 4 is the right option. F is differentiable at the point 0, 0 and derivative which is denoted as df at the point 0, 0 is invertible. And today I will stop here. This type of example is very important for any competitive exam. So, think again and again this topic. This is very important. See you soon. Stay safe and stay positive always. And if you have any queries about this topic, then please do comment in my comments box.